60s. Lows in the mid-40s. Sunday, partly sunny. Cooler with highs in the lower 50s. Sunday night and Monday, mostly clear.
34 minutes of that. Wow, you're a genius, bro. You're really spending your time well.
For the northeast Piedmont,
some moisture
at the wrong region.
We are going to end up seeing some flurries in the overnight
temperature was 60 degrees, with dew point 26, and relative humidity 39%. The wind was northeast at 10 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.4, 6 inches and falling. In Burlington, it was sunny. The temperature was 52 degrees, 23, and relative humidity 32%. The wind was very low at 5 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.45 inches and falling. Elsewhere across the state this hour, in Asheville, it was sunny with a temperature of 53. In Charlotte, it was mostly sunny with a temperature of 66. In Greensboro, it was mostly sunny with a temperature of 47. In Roxborough, it was sunny with a temperature of 45. In Millington, it was sunny with a temperature of 55. In Lewisburg, it was sunny with a temperature of 46. In Fayetteville, it was sunny with a temperature of 55. At the Rocky Mount Wilson Airport, it was sunny with a temperature of 50. In Wilmington, it was sunny with a temperature of 60. In Catering, it was sunny with a temperature of 54. The current time is 1:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The air quality forecast for Tuesday. Orange County is 40 or color green. Air quality is expected to be good with a primary pollutant of small particulates. This is NOAA Weather Radio, all hazards, station WXL 58, operating on frequency 162.55 MHz. This program originates from the National Weather Service in Raleigh and is transmitted from an antenna located on the UNCTV tower near Chapel Hill. The station serves the northeast Piedmont of North Carolina. Here's the latest weather synopsis. Strong surface high pressure will build into North Carolina from the north today and tonight. The center of the high pressure will move off to Delmarva region Wednesday afternoon. A warm front will develop over the coastal areas late Thursday and Thursday night as a storm system develops over the southern plains. Here's the latest National Weather Service forecast for Raleigh and vicinity. West of today, sunny, cooler with highs around 50. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Cold with lows in the upper 20s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly sunny. Highs in the upper 40s. Southeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, cloudy. A chance of rain.
Mettre au front et travaille tout de suite avec des
minute, là. On dit que les premières heures comptent, là.
C'est un très beau projet de la Fondation des Chiens provençaux.
Oui, puis Hélène aussi a l'air de réagir à ces chiens qui peuvent sauver des vies et retrouver des gens.
Oui, mais tout à fait. Tantôt, on faisait la mention, quand on a une crise d'épilepsie, on peut enseigner aux chiens à reconnaître cette odeur-là. Et il n'empêchera pas la dite crise, mais
India Bistro, a family-owned and operated restaurant located across from historic St. Lawrence Market. India sources the freshest cuts of meat from their butchers to create your favorite Indian dishes.
What I say, dumbass is gonna keep going till it crashes. He doesn't want it to.
Is a TripAdvisor
He gets mad when I actually restart, get a new IP address. It makes me think it's a second person.
Quality ingredients. Get 10% off your takeout order today when you book through India.ca.
Fighting cancer is hard. But fighting cancer and your disability insurer? Well, that's just inexcusable. My name is Aaron Wise. If your disability claim has been denied for any reason, call me at 416-661-4870. And don't worry about our legal fees, because there are none. And my law firm, my team of lawyers only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4870 or on your cell phone at Pound LTD.
Time for the 680 News Business Report. Here's Chris McCusker. Well, GDP's trade back at work today, and investors are selling. The TSX down 62, 17,561. So as it stands right now in 2020, it's looking at a gain of 2.9%. Colin Szynski is Chief Market Strategist at SIA Wealth Management.
Considering some of the things that happened, and in particular some of the things that impact the Canadian market relative to the U.S. market, one of which is that certainly since March we had a pretty significant gain in the Canadian dollar relative to the U.S. dollar, and that has almost being able to put a bit of a headwind in front of us, and also that we've seen, looking at commodity prices, we've had very mixed action in commodities over the course of this year. We saw in the earlier part of this year things like oil and copper and lumber crash and then come roaring back. And the other side, we've seen gold soaring, and then it's kind of tapered off.
Now, shares in Air Canada up by about 1% right now. We are hearing the federal cabinet will rule on that merger with Air Transat next month. Gold is higher by $2, $18.82. Oil up 32 cents, $47.94. And the Canadian dollar higher by a fifth of a cent, 78.04 cents US. Now, Wall Street hit all-time highs for a second straight session, and then politics intervened. The Senate Majority Leader has blocked an attempt for larger stimulus checks. The Dow is down 60, the S&P off by 6, the Nasdaq lower by 31. Intel stock up by 4.5%. The company says it will consider input from hedge fund Third Point to explore strategic alternatives. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
This is Superfan Napatia. You see me driving a lot of SUVs, but I have fallen in love with the new Genesis GV80. The only seat that can compare to my courtside seat is behind the wheel of my new luxury SUV by Genesis. But there is very limited availability. Just drive the official car of the Superfan. Book your appointment at GenesisMississauga.ca.
You're saying you're like the most Hyundai guy there is.
The Genesis GV80.
You need a loan, but you don't want to go to the bank.
Before, about a year ago, they tried telling me how great it was.
Yes, it's a place to buy and sell, but it's also a place to borrow money, like a bank, but at a low rate that's not compounded. Bring in your valuables. H. Williams gives you money and locks them in their vault. Pay your loan back, get your stuff back. They're licensed and have been loaning money for over 70 years. Go see them in their safe environment. H. Williams Pawnbrokers. Look for the big red pawnbroker sign, 145 Church Street, north of Queen.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart.
Boxing Week is on now at Walmart.ca. Save $70 on an 8-quart Instant Pot. Now only $69.88. Find more Boxing Week deals online at Walmart.ca.
In Richmond Hill right now, mostly cloudy sky, -4, feeling like -8 when you factor in the wind. It is overcast at -4 in Newmarket and -1 partly cloudy in downtown Toronto. 680 News time, 2 o'clock.
On for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto. It's Tuesday, December 29th. Good afternoon.
And I'm Judy Freeman. Here's what's making news this hour.
Ontario ramps up the total of vaccine clinics, preparing for more doses, including Moderna's by tomorrow, as officials address a holiday slump in immunizations.
Quebec has become the latest
started during the holidays.
New COVID variant.
There was
Ontario
nothing
and Toronto break their daily case count records after the province released 2 days of data.
Premier Ford facing increasing calls to reprimand his finance minister, who is now apologizing for taking an out-of-country vacation during the Ontario.
So, where did he go? You still haven't specified what he did to break the rules. I just want to know if he bought the isolator or not. You want to talk about that? So he probably did.
Medical Officer of Health takes a look back at 2020. More on the Blue Jays' pursuit of major free agents this offseason, and the Raptors look to avoid an 0-3 start against the Sixers tonight.
You're working for Canada or China? Oh, you said that because I look like I have thalidomide poisoning.
We did see a
you don't look
report for
Chinese,
shares
bitch.
in Apple, and the TSX modestly lower.
You look like the white girls that look like dogs.
Business
they try to
at
make
26.
Cool and start doing this shit back in the 80s and 70s.
Traffic and weather together on the
you know what Chinese
traffic
fighters are really on the white girls.
This report is brought to you by
everything you did up until that point was to try to help the Chinese government because you're so fucking stupid. You thought they gave a fuck
in the Express, those 2 right lanes just reopened. They were doing some quick pothole repairs here, but it looks like they're done for now. There is a backup, though, on the westbound 401 from the 404 to Leslie, mainly in those express lanes. Beyond that, it's pretty well wide open. Northbound westbound on the 410 on the ramp to Steeles. At the end of that ramp, the left lane is blocked because of a stalled vehicle. So minor delay northbound on the ramp to Steeles.
You have to feel what I feel, because that's what empathy is.
Looking pretty good. We do have a couple of problems on city streets. Southbound Islington at Bergamot, that's approaching Rexdale. All lanes blocked because of a collision. Tow trucks on the scene, so expect delays there. And a new problem now westbound on Shepherd, west of Don Mills at Shaughnessy. The left lane is blocked with a collision, but no delay through this area. No matter where or how you are safely celebrating, always plan a safe ride. Please drink responsibly. smartsurf.ca/holiday guide. And now with the forecast, here's Jason Fraser.
Right now, we're seeing a mix of sun and clouds across the GTA. Sunglasses are going to be needed for the rest of the afternoon. Overnight, we'll drop down to
right, you don't need it normally. You'd be like doesn't blind you because the police said, no, you don't need it because it's not that bright out. Well, the sun is up and there's no clouds in the sky.
An update today on the province's vaccine rollout plan from retired General Rick Hillier. It comes as the province provided 2 days of COVID-19 records. We'll have more on that in just a moment.
We begin with 680 Stuart McGinn, who joins us with what the rollout will look like.
As of today, more than 14,000 Ontarians have received a COVID-19 vaccine, and there are currently 19 different locations where vaccines are being administered, soon to increase to 23. Head of the Distribution Task Force, Rick Hillier, says that work comes alongside the arrival of more doses, including the newest one approved in Canada.
As of this moment, we do not have the Moderna vaccine in our hands in Ontario, but we expect it in the next 24 hours. We'll take delivery at 4 sites around the province.
A month from now, officials anticipate
why? Your job to distribute. Why are you letting them distribute themselves?
Hillier committing to providing daily vaccination totals as they do with case numbers. And said right now, officials believe roughly 80% of people will want to take the shot when it's available to them. He also admitted a mistake was made when a number of vaccination clinics were closed over the holidays, promising no further breaks will be taken. I'm Stuart McGinn.
Well, as mentioned, we did break records in the province, not the kind we like. Health officials releasing 2 days of data after the holidays. 680's Michelle Martin breaking down the numbers and has more on another case of the new variant as well being reported in Canada. Michelle.
Over a 2-day period, Ontario is seeing a total of 4,492 new cases and 78 additional deaths. This morning, the province released 2 days of data. No information was updated yesterday because of the stat holiday in lieu of Boxing Day on Saturday this year. Today, Ontario is seeing a new record, 2,553 new cases. Yesterday, it reported 1,939 cases. For today's numbers, Toronto also seeing a new record in daily cases with 895.
Boxing Day was on Saturday, the holiday was on Monday. It wasn't one instead of the other. Well, Boxing Day would have been on a Saturday, and therefore we knew with that it's on Monday.
73,677 tests have been completed over that 2-day period. 864 people are in hospital.
So we do 60,000 on one day, 70,000 on 2 days.
And there's a total of 175,908 cases in Ontario reported today. Quebec has become the latest province to report the new variant of the virus today. Alberta and BC each.
Well, no one's reporting it because it's not separate. It's the same virus. Kind of like how I'm black, and so are the people that look black. And I know you're not going to understand this because it's genetics that you claim to understand. Yeah, like hybrid, low bred. Hybrid comes from hybrid, which comes from low bred.
I'm Michelle Martin.
This is All News Radio, 680 News. Provincial Finance Minister.
For some reason, they turned white bread into white bread, like the bread you No, that's not what
he says he and his wife had previously planned a trip out of the country.
That's why you don't hear that term. So, oh, you're being racist. That's a racial slur. No, it's actually the correct racial.
They left shortly after the end of the legislative session, and it's not currently known where he's vacationing. He did add that he and his wife will continue to observe public health directives, including the 14-day quarantine. In a release, NDP Deputy Leader Sarah Singh says Premier Ford cannot give the finance minister a free pass for leaving the country despite the lockdown.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell has blocked
the province
push for an immediate vote.
The highest-ranking person in the province, which may or may not be
virus relief checks.
Could be a medical officer help. Anyway, the highest-ranking person in the province has nothing to do with who leaves an country. The feds don't even count who leaves the country. They don't check IDs when you're leaving, only when you're coming
on the Senate floor. Mitch McConnell blocked the Democrats' demands for an immediate vote.
Give Americans this
money. As Massachusetts' Ed Markey and others
You have borrowed again, dumbass. You have to fucking forward this bill to the fucking treasury,
also can
Federal
help citizens
Reserves, or whatever.
afford food. That is
By the way, don't so much called Federal Reserve, like there's one. Every other country in the world refers to their reserves.
Checks. McConnell gave almost no.
But they got 12 of them privately owned. Yeah, they're trying to let you know it's a fucking corporate name, and you still
Across
don't
the
get
pond
it.
in the UK, COVID-19 case numbers
Why should they
continue
like
to
giving money?
rise
That
as
don't
the
make
new
sense.
strain continues its sweep across
They're
that
more than
country.
enough money.
Here's
Let the
6 Cities
population
Adam
come up.
Steinberg.
Official figures out of London show the country's hospitalization rate is higher than during its first peak back in the spring. Now, here in Canada, a two-week travel ban on the UK has been imposed. Several other countries have since followed suit. Dr. John Brownstein with Harvard University says, now's the time to start exploring our options in the event this variant mutates further into a new strain of the coronavirus.
Again, there were 146 variants. This will be at least 147, and it is mutated again.
And this is why we have to take long-term with vaccines. We need to adapt this vaccine to new variants over time.
Across the pond, Prime Minister Boris Johnson
You're worried about this
variant members and
but you're
health
not projecting
professionals
none of the others.
to reevaluate a lockdown that encompasses nearly half the country. The NHS, meanwhile, is reporting an average of 200,000 vaccinations each week. There's also word the third AstraZeneca shot will be approved by British health officials any day now. I'm Adam Steinberg.
With 2020 winding to a close, 680's Mama Qureshi sat down with Toronto's medical officer of health with a look back at the year.
Throughout this pandemic, you've probably seen or heard from Dr. Eileen Davila almost every single day. As the city's chief medical officer of health, she's been responsible for some of the tough decisions that have been made over the past 10 months. Some of which have come with very harsh criticisms. When I asked her about the impact it's had on her and her team, she's fairly blunt.
It's been rough, though. I'm not going to lie, Roman. It's been a very difficult year, I would say, for all of us at Toronto Public Health and anyone who works in public health, regardless of.
See how you're talking normally?
In Toronto, in Ontario, or beyond. This has been an incredibly challenging year for us.
She says she knows it's been hard on
And most people, despite the fact you sound like I'm disconnected, disassociated, all white woman, but still listen to you when you smoke like that. You don't. You have to do what I feel would make me feel safer for you.
And we're still learning.
We're still learning. Well, everybody else learned. Every fuck up you're apologizing for. You should have known better before you left high school.
In 30 seconds,
Why'd you get the job you got? White privilege.
This is 680 News.
You say no. How many black people apply for the job? You say none, that's white privilege. You say a bunch, that's white privilege. If you say one other person and they were black, that's white privilege. So you can't argue this with her.
PrudentFinancial.net. Get money quick, just one click. PrudentFinancial.net.
Car or homeowners get approved in less than an hour. Borrow up to $75,000, even if you're self-employed or have no proof of income.
PrudentFinancial.net.
Now the 680 News gas price update. MPro predicts the price of gas won't change at midnight, holding at $1.06.9 a liter.
101.9 over there.
Having your comments, please leave your comment that may be used on air now.
So I don't know what order to tell you all these in. The premier has no purview whatsoever. Nobody in the provincial government has purview over who leaves the country. Nobody in the feds does either. They only count people coming in. So I'm still confused why you're trying to paint this guy the bad guy. You went on vacation. So what? If you followed the rules, then he's no risk to anybody. Unlike you idiots. This 737 MAX, it's funny. It just got grounded again because of an engine malfunction. System malfunction. Don't ask me to explain that. You guys are the media. There are only two companies that own it all. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at your competitor. So it's not approved for flight. It was last week. See, what other dumb shit you talking about? You keep using the term magic mushrooms, and somehow you keep trying to pretend recreational and medicinal are different. Recreation for oneself, medicinal for oneself. Now, the mushrooms are a First Nations médecin. That's a doctor. You turn médecin into medicines, and then you turn that into drugs, and then try to say drugs aren't medicines. In any event, there are no chemicals in a psilocybe mushroom. They are endemic to Canada. They grow all across Canada, all by themselves. They've been here forever. Nobody hallucinates off them, and that's why you're not allowed to call them hallucinogens anymore. And you're not. That's why you keep using the term psychedelic. You know what psychedelic means? It has no legal meaning. Has no medical or scientific meaning. Psychedelic. Oh, when white people watch colors swirling on their TV. Guess what? Black people didn't have TVs. We didn't watch that. So you made that up. Oh, that's what they are trying to do. They are trying to pretend that somehow it's medicinal when really it's recreational. And they're going to try to take these medicinal uses of the medicine prescribed by les médecins and turn it into recreational, which means for one's health. Did you catch that yet? Listen to the message 4 times if you have to. And comparing it to the marijuana market, and yes, marijuana is our word and it's our plant. We've been growing it here for 33,000 years. Just like the Chinese invented paper money and gunpowder, and we didn't come from Asia. If we did, we would have brought the cannabis seeds with us. That's a possibility 33,000 years ago, but I doubt it because we were in the middle of an ice age. The Bering Land Bridge isn't a thing. It never existed. It would have been an ice bridge if it did. That'd be the Bering Strait. Anyway, the deal with mushrooms is this. They are un médecin, a doctor. They do a lot of things. They don't make you see things. There is no chemical in them. So I'm going to break this down for you scientifically. They are neither an animal nor a plant. When you eat them, the spores are still either alive, if you want to look at it that way, or in stasis, if you want to look at it that way. And they are alive inside your body. There's no chemicals. It's not like cocaine. I know you think it is because you relate everything to cocaine. Oh, if the marijuana came from the government, just like the cocaine used to in the 70s at the private clinics that the hippies told us all about in the 80s. And the cocaine that was black market, which was being routed through these clinics anyway, was coming in through Pearson, Peel region, by the Toronto police. Toronto Star told us outright, $6,000 a kilo in Jamaica. And I think it was 30 or something they reported at the time in Toronto. Okay, how many more bullshit stories are you going to run? I got to break down. This is 4 minutes. Did I miss something? Have a nice fucking day, stupid. Why you try lying to us? You know we hear you. And the funny part is, if we don't call you and tell you we know that you're lying, you think we're not telling nobody you're lying. Oh, you keep saying that the vaccination clinics got shut down over the holidays and then they're going to ramp back up to full service. They started on Christmas fucking Eve, stupid. There was no slump of nothing. They started like at the end of the day on a holiday. Who are you trying to convince? Oh, yeah, we'll fix this problem. That never happened. So you got an idiot who happens to be in charge of something kowtowing to you. Wow. Hillier, everybody in the forces thinks he's a retard. And it's Hillier, not Hillier. You're the ones pretending to speak with a French. I'll pronounce Le Jardin and all that properly. But you don't recognize his French name. It's Hillier. It's hillbilly as far as anybody's concerned. He's retarded. He got promoted up and out to get him out of the fucking way. He's retired, eh? He's still retired. He's not semi-retired or came out of retirement. He's still retired. As tired as you retreads.
Thank you. Goodbye.
That was 5 minutes and 1 second. I don't give a fuck, man. These idiots. That's so I summed up all weekend in one fucking. So all the people working all weekend with no supervision, now they got these days off. All the people that are supposed to be in charge are there now. So who's going to hear this message? What the fuck were you saying on the weekend?
Vaccine in Ontario is expected to begin this week. Retired General Rick Hillier also saying 4 more vaccination clinics will be established in Ontario in the coming weeks, bringing the total to 23.
Today's COVID-19 numbers set records that no one wants to see. Ontario saw over 2,500 new cases reported today.
Again, anything to do with math and engineering, health and medicines. I'm watching the cigarettes jump up out of the pack.
Facing backlash and is now apologizing for leaving the country for a December getaway, despite pleas from health officials to stay home and only travel for essential reasons.
Yeah, from your house to your neighborhood. Going out of the country has nothing to do with that.
Going to lockdown, he wouldn't have left.
For these stories and more, head to 680news.com.
What?
Now, 680 Sports.
That's because you're asking him dumb questions and he's trying to answer your stupidity.
A weird start to the year for the Toronto
Where did he go? We
Raptors.
still don't know.
They're
What
back
country
in
did he
action
go to?
tonight against the Philadelphia
How about the
76ers,
fact
looking
you're
to avoid
reporting
an
in one of
0-3
your
start for
fucking
the first time since the 05-06 season.
All these
Matt
British people
Thomas
did this
spoke to
and
the
that.
media today, and he said the
The
team has
Chinese are
got
saying
to
it
be
never
aware
happened.
of shooters like Danny
That's what you
Green
mean.
and Seth Curry.
We have to be very aware of where those guys are on the court at all times, especially in transition, just knowing where they are and not letting them get easy looks and get going
that way. That's one thing, you know, coaches talked about.
That we did go that way. That's one
the
thing.
first two games,
still
for
have
example,
mid-sentence yet, bro.
and then in the second one against the Spurs, we let Patty Mills kind of get off, and a lot of those are just defensive mistakes.
Why is he going?
Those guys get freed up, and so I think limited turnovers and, like I said, not letting those guys get open looks out in transition is definitely a key tonight.
You can listen to that game
You know where that
with
comes
Eric
from?
Smith and Paul
The
Jones
9 to 5
on the
workplace
fans
where you're
following Tim
trained to
Sit
not
at
let people
7.
know
And
you're
over in the
sick.
NHL, the
So you
Blackhawks
can
have
keep
put out a
working to make
statement
enough
regarding
money.
Jonathan Taves and his undisclosed illness. Taves
Remember the old
himself
faggot
breaks in
about
part
6
this
months ago? So
offseason
I
and
think things will go
experiencing
back
symptoms
to.
that have left me feeling
I'm
drained and
refusing to believe
lethargic.
in this working
There
at
is no
home. I think it'll work
timetable for his
better if you're
return.
at the workforce.
Sports is 15:45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
He's not commenting now. He should be.
News time 12:17.
Oh, see, the economy's all fucked up. You're gonna raise it.
With a reminder to always drive sober, whether by alcohol or drugs, or a combination. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to detect impairment. Driving impaired comes with serious consequences, including the loss of your license, vehicle impoundment, fines, insurance increases, jail time, and more. Thank you for driving sober. A message from Arrive Alive Drive Sober and the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police.
Toronto fans are fired up because January 13th, the Leafs are back
I'll
on
leave the thing about
this season.
they can't give the vaccination numbers. It doesn't work that way. They can tell you how many vaccines, how many doses of vaccine were delivered. And they'll all get used the same day, but they can't tell you more than that.
There's no love lost.
Because it's either half of a dose out of a dose and a half. That's actually 1 dose out of 3. Or 1 dose out of 3 with 3 separate shots instead of 2. Right, so.
6:80 news time, 2:19. York Region Police investigating after a man was found allegedly impaired and asleep behind the wheel with a loaded handgun in the vehicle. Police say they found the man in the township of King earlier yesterday morning at the intersection of Keel and King, blocking traffic around 12:30 in the morning, asleep in his vehicle. During the search of the car, police say they found drug paraphernalia and the loaded handgun. 33-year-old Matthew Strong is facing charges of impaired operation, careless storage of a firearm, unauthorized possession of it, said
and police are not experts on drugs. They're also not experts on the law. Not even law enforcement.
With information is asked to contact police. The search now on for 2 men following a stabbing in Liberty Village. Toronto police responding to the Fraser and Liberty Street area around 10 last night. When they got there, the officers found a 28-year-old man with serious but not life-threatening injuries. Investigation of the suspect described as a 40-year-old man about 6 feet
looking in the map, that's right there.
3 inches with a thin build and long hair. You can see full descriptions at 680news.com. Anyone with information has to contact police or Crime Stoppers. U.S. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris and her husband got their first doses of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine this morning. Cameras were rolling, and Harris urged Americans to get their shots once it's their turn.
Been vaccinated, as Joe likes to say. There's a big difference between the vaccine and vaccination. I want to encourage everyone to get the vaccine.
Harris says she trusts the scientists who developed them. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and your extended forecast. 680 News Time 2:20.
Munition Street. Commissioner
Being
Street.
a new mom isn't easy.
Bouchette. Salter.
But hugging's easy. Loving's easy.
Between Logan and Bouchette on Lakeshore, there's a green space. I don't know that, but all here is
Apply
just
just one drop where baby feeds. There's no taste, so it doesn't interfere with feeding. Pediatricians recommend vitamin D daily for breastfed infants. Baby D drops the sunshine vitamin in just 1 drop.
Can you feel it? It's different than
It's not
before.
Fraser. It's Fraser.
Stronger. Not because one of us is all of us.
F-R-A-S-E-R.
Because all of
There's
us
no I.
is one of us. This is our team.
It is the street that is on
A
the
human team. We all live
Lanford
here.
Stadium,
So buy the
west
Duke, buy
side.
the mask,
The west
and
side of
change a
Lanford
life.
Stadium is on
Rise up
Fraser
and join
Avenue.
the fight against
Avenue.
homelessness. Show your
Did he
support
say
at
street or
raisingtheroof.org because this is our house and we're
Right there,
raising
you
the
got
roof.
Temple where my grandmother lived, and Tyndall where I live.
221 traffic and weather
Skinners, which turns north over here when we get to where I
This
used to
report is brought to
live.
you by Boundary Wise.
Before I
Northbound on
lived
the
there,
Don
right?
Valley Parkway
I
and
lived
Silver
there,
Lake
but I
from
used to
Eglinton
live
to north of
here.
Lawrence. Looks okay though on the northbound 404. And you'll find it busy northbound on the 427 as you take the ramp to Highway 7. We still have that full closure of the 427. It's shut down between Highway 7 and Zenway for long-term construction. Northbound 410, problems on the ramp to Steeles. They've cleared away, so it's a smooth drive now on the northbound 410 heading into Brampton. Westbound on the 401, that's starting to get busy approaching Islington and the Express over to about Dixon, but looks lightly traveled on the eastbound side of the 401, making our way across the GTA. Off the highways, Islington is reduced to a single lane in both directions north of the 401. That's because of a collision, so delays both north and south
anchors in the water.
And some great news problems in the east end, westbound on Shepherd, west of Don Mills, they've cleared. Whether you're looking or listing, credentials matter. Go with a Boundary-Wise accredited agent. Make sure your agent is Boundary-Wise. Visit boundarywise.ca. And now with the extended forecast, here's Jason Fraser.
Right now, we're seeing a mix of sun and clouds across the GTA, and that is all thanks in part to high pressure. But later on today, we're going to see that high move eastward, and we're going to welcome back in a lot more cloud cover, and we'll see temperatures dip down below the freezing mark, and we'll continue to see a lot of cloud cover. And this is pretty much on the edge of our next weather maker that's going to give us not only some flurries in the morning tomorrow, but also some rain showers by the afternoon time as our temperature warms up to around 5 degrees. And then tomorrow night we could see some light rain as well as some flurries, low of 0. And then here comes New Year's Eve. Folks, can you believe it? Man, this year went by so quickly. We'll see the sun return then at a high of 2 degrees, but then by New Year's Eve night, we'll see some more cloud cover at a low of -3. And then for New Year's Day, we'll see some rain showers in the afternoon, high of +1. -2 degrees right now at Pearson, guaranteed high, -1.
Yeah, I will save cigarettes, smoke them tomorrow, right?
Frank Apple, President Lexus of Oakville. At Lexus of Oakville, we understand the value of time, your time. This year, we've all learned a thing or two about taking care of each other. But then, that's been our philosophy.
Apparently not. All that's happened so far is everybody's trying to be a complete dickhead when it comes to little things they can do to not fix it like they can do.
So you can enjoy every moment you spend with it. From all of us at Lexus of Oakville, Happy New Year, and please stay safe.
The big story. I'm your host, Jordan Heath Rawlings. You can find some holiday surprises in our feed. Listen at thebigstorypodcast.ca or wherever you get your podcasts.
So all those things I said tear into their white privilege dominance story. Oh, it's not our fault that we don't know all these things because we're just so naturally dominant. Really, because all the things you say you dominated aren't true. They hate that worse than anything. I'm supposed to be angry. You white people did this and that, made my life up. No, you didn't. You didn't bring us weeds. You don't have no business trying to say it's illegal or any other thing. You never brought anything to this country in terms of agricultural techniques or any type of technology.
Have to allow emotional support animals, and now Alaska Airlines announcing emotional support animals will no longer fly on its planes. Specially trained service dogs will be allowed.
Yeah, that's a support animal.
News.
That is an ESC, so what are you talking about?
On Wall Street after records to start the day. We'll get all the
This is all idiots arguing over the semantics. Oh, we're going to look good. I have to let this peacock on because the rule says this. No, it doesn't. What is why we have to change the rule?
Culinary experience from India Indian Bistro, a family-owned and
Need an emotional service animal to fly? Guess what? You shouldn't be flying. Take a fucking bus. And if you had, we'd still have bus service in this country. That's more shit everybody forgot about.
Experience why India Indian Bistro is a TripAdvisor Hall of Fame member. India Indian Bistro, the essence of India through fresh, quality ingredients. Get 10% off your takeout order today when you book
Keep the overhead low. I'm cheap. I found that on the ground. I got at least a dozen more, maybe 2. But I'm going to use this one up first.
They trimmed it. They saved us a seat, a headache, and when we forgot an anniversary, they even saved our rear ends. Our local spots were there for all of life's little emergencies, even when they didn't feel so little. And now that they're the ones in need, it's our turn
now
to be
that they're the ones in
So
need.
shop safely.
So they turn it around.
For local. Ontario, yours to
They acknowledged that they were the ones in need for a split second. Oh, now that they're the ones in need, they're not. They won't be able to supply what you want and or need if you don't keep buying it from them. That's all they
For a
said.
second straight day and then faded out. So
It's
the
Tuesday,
Dow
right?
right now
Was
is
it
down by
Tuesday?
109. The S&P off by 8. And the
Did I
NASDAQ
sleep
down
all the way through?
58. Now, the U.S. House of Representatives did approve larger stimulus checks for Americans last night, but then it has to get by the Senate,
there it
and as
goes.
it stands right now, it's not clear how
Freeze,
that's going to play out.
freeze,
Senate Majority Leader Mitch
and
McConnell
then it goes
spoke
back
about
to
it over the
normal.
lunch hour.
As he explained,
You're doing it while I'm mocking you. That shows how stupid you are. Oh, this is fun. He's playing with us. Yeah, just like a fucking animal plays with its food.
Re-examine the special legal
That's
protections
Tuesday.
afforded to technology companies under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act.
Oh, freeze up the mouse because it's drunk. Oh, wow. It's been dragged in 3 different directions. I'm not swiping it. And everything goes back to normal. Okay, we're going to do this again. Tap, swipe. Oh, wow. So it takes you about 8 seconds to, that's your 8-second paying time.
Now, he didn't outwardly say he wouldn't
That's your
support the
8-second
idea, but he later blocked a move by Democrat Chuck Schumer to pass $2,000 checks, and that sort of threw cold water on markets. Now, shares in Apple did hit an all-time high, 138.78. That stock right now is down 0.5%, 136. That's 136. Shares in Apple year to date.
Yeah, we figured that.
85%.
Because you said that.
Potentially outpacing Amazon, which right now is looking at a year-to-date gain of 79%. The TSX back in business after an extra long weekend. It's down 73, 17,550. Gold is higher by $1.
She doesn't know what those points mean to this day.
Oil is up 24 cents to 47.86. That's a little off the high for the day, but still looking at a gain of about 0.5%. And we are seeing pressure on the U.S. dollar today, so the Canadian dollar right now is higher by 1/5 cent, sitting above 78 cents right now, 78.05 cents U.S. I'm Chris McCusker. Business continues at 26 and 56 or anytime at 680news.com.
Hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. We talked to Monica Starks, who needed to hire for a pivotal role in her company, GS Group.
As the owner of a construction company, finding the right people.
Oh, freeze.
Technology identifies the right people for your job and
Keep it up. Well, when there's things moving on the screen, it's a variable that we will notice when it freezes. So you're not that good at this hacking, stalking, harassing thing. You're good at what? Hypnotizing small children into thinking that you know them from somewhere. Wow. Because their parents sat in front of the TV set. Right. Prove again how much of a pedophile you are, bro. Keep it up. Why are you attacking me? Because so far all I do is say bad things about pedophiles. So obviously you got an issue with that. I don't appreciate being referred to as a racist white cop. Well, you are a racist white cop, buddy. That was the dumbest thing you could have said to the judge.
We'll get you home with the best local traffic reports on the ones.
Yeah, freeze. I'll just
7 with a partly cloudy sky. It's 2:30. Number 1 for news in Toronto.
And this is why I don't feel like bothering with the Premier's website.
It's Tuesday,
not because I can't load it.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, freeze, frame by frame.
Moderna vaccine is set to arrive in Ontario tomorrow as the province gives us a short and
you type that? Oh, of course. Every time I reach for a button, you're gonna freeze. Every time my head turns, I'll freeze it. That's not a YouTube script. It's not. Oh, yes. I'll just do this again.
Record high of daily cases today. Opposition parties calling for the Premier to reprimand his finance minister for taking a personal trip during the province-wide lockdown.
That was a rhetorical
Take a look
question.
back at a stunning loss in the world of basketball.
The Steelers will rest Big Ben and several defensive
Love
starters in Week
basketball,
17, and the Bills can lock up the number 2 AFC playoff seed on Sunday. Sports at 45.
All-time highs on Wall Street again today, and now we've got a losing session. And again,
Yeah, I'm reaching for the mouse. I'll show you something.
56.
You see? Oh, can't quite see it. See my hand?
Time for traffic and weather together on the
See my hand here?
and a look at the roads. Here's Carrie Prunskis.
See the
This
mouse?
report is brought to you
Now
by
I'm touching
Don
the
Valley
mouse.
North Toyota. We have a few delays on the major routes.
Oh, wow. Just to prove your point, eh? Just to prove your point. Did I click? No. What's it doing? Clicking. And it's moving. It's down here. You might not see it, but it's moving up and down and up and down.
Highway 7 ramp as you head into the long-term construction detour.
Every time I reach for it, oh, freeze it up now, he'll think it's the mouse. No, because I said it's the drunken Apple Pro Mouse script. I'm so smart, I'll be stupid. Oh, obviously this is me. I already said you're using an exploit. I'm watching the cursor go sideways across the screen right now. I didn't drag this menu down either. That's the menu I can't make work half the time because you're jamming it up, and here it is.
Visit DonValleyNorthToyota.com. And now with the forecast, here's Jason.
See the cursor moving and moving and moving. It was over here, and now it's over here.
And we'll see temperatures maybe
So,
improve by
let's try this again. I'll reach for it, and nothing happens. And I'll say, click! No, okay. I'll click for real, and nothing happens. Because why would it? And I'll click again.
The head of Ontario's COVID-19 vaccination task force took
now it freezes, and I'm not sure if that's normal or not.
Inoculations in Ontario. Meantime, it was a record-setting day for new cases in this province.
As I said, I'm not sure if that little freeze up is normal or not.
To reach 23, head of the vaccine distribution task force, Mike Hillier, had a list of updates as he spoke to the media, but also had to answer one big question about the slowdown of vaccines administered over the holidays.
Might not be.
It was the wrong decision. I think I acknowledge that quite clearly. I accept the responsibility that we'll get better faster now because we've learned from that. We've heard the voices of the people
Learn from what?
saying, get on with this, and that's what we are going to do. That'll start.
That's what we are going to do
in Ontario by January, including the arrival of Moderna's vaccine expected tomorrow. Hillier also said officials will begin updating daily vaccination totals with the hope of reaching numbers well into the millions by the spring. Regarding public confidence in the vaccine, Hillier added right now officials believe 80% of Ontarians will want to get the shot when it's their turn. Let's do a video.
We're expecting to hear from Toronto's top doctor at 3 today for an update, and we'll carry that live right here on 680 News. In the meantime, the province has notched another COVID record in daily cases as Canada sees another case of the COVID variant. 680 Michelle joins us live with a breakdown. Michelle, beginning with the new COVID-19 variant today.
Yeah, keep freezing it up. Every time you think I can't see the screen, which is odd, because I'm right in front of the screen. Oh, wow, don't make the screen go black, because why? It to fucking make me, YouTube was getting confused when I covered the last. That happened 3 different times. I did this on YouTube, like, oh, because you're pressing buttons fucking shit up. I'm supposed to think, oh, YouTube got confused by my black screen. It's the same as not sending a signal. You fucking done? Yeah, because I look like this, and all of a sudden, like, this is frozen. And, oh, I can't see it. Yeah, I'm looking here. I'm looking here. I know, it's a difference of like 2 inches. I'm not sure why you're so retarded.
For today's numbers, Toronto also sees a new record in daily cases, reporting 895. Peel is seeing 496. Hamilton with 143. York Region home to 142. 73,677 tests have been completed over that 2-day period. There are 175,908 total cases in Ontario, 864 cases.
Oh, up and down, up and down, up and down. Oh, you should see it. The white bar was this fucking high. The white bar was all the way up to here.
Hey, I'm a motherfucking nigga from that bitch gang. Like I told you, this is for my motherfucking soldiers. They teach on my video.
Je haal de foutje, on est live, en direct, c'est fini, je prends mon temps en vitesse, flashback, je suis déjà ce que j'avais envie d'être, je suis dans le moment mais je contrôle peu, même en vitesse, with the left, je prends des boss, right, tu peux des boss, et même mon âme, elle n'a pas d'étiquette.
Yeah, keep freezing it up, keep freezing it up. Oh, here comes the system tray and everything. Wow. Wow, you brought it. Oh, there it goes again. Wow, it's gone again. You're so fucking impressive. You're so... Okay, well, we'll just mark this up. Oh, that was pretty instant. Okay, that was instant. You're the most impressive child molester ever. You're the most impressive child molester ever. We're gonna keep calling you Chomo. It's never gonna stop, bro. Black Power Rotura. Let's say you got the system bar goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, I was only trying to put like that. Good. Yeah, come on. Up and down, up and wow, the most impressive child molester on the internet. Pause. 41 seconds. Pause. 41 seconds to stop that. Plus a minute and a half to bring it up. Yeah, let's go at 10 minutes. No pussies. That goes out to all of you. What are you gonna do with pussies? Oh, you think you're the only one out here on the block? You think you're the only one that's not afraid to die? You're lucky there's a lady here, because pussies run. You don't think I'm black? Pussies, you're not getting them drift in, man. I tell you, I'm black and I like you. What the fuck you black and I'm black? Come here, what's your bread, man? What's your body, yo?
Et ouais, entraîné dans le haut de ses pieds, simplement seulement pour le temps d'un bain de soleil. Si t'as des couilles, faut
up and down, up and down, up and down. I know, they said 3 times as wide as the bar.
Aussi à tes risques et périls. La vie celle de cicatrices qui sont impossibles de guérir. C'est Québécois qui baise l'Amérique. Parti de zéro, le but c'est quitter en héros. Légendaire comme la boîte orange dans le frigidaire. Tout le monde sait que je crois que j'ai pas besoin d'une cuisinière. L'année passée, mon nom sur un chèque à 10 bahts. Les séparés en 4 mégalos bien reçus, 6-4. Backstage avec mes pirates. C'est mon assis, mon coucher l'ordi pour un coup de rage. Impossible, mes rimes sont wack. 5-4, mauvais garçon depuis tard. On a le flow, on a le flair. Tout Gucci, comme le flair. Ice, ice, on the flair. Let's flair. Let's go. Millionaire.
Yeah, up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, the second you think I'm either here or not here. That pussy up. Okay, well, whatever. We'll just do this one.
Merci infiniment, ils pensaient que j'allais finir mal. Ils avaient prédit maman pour cette vie de cinéma. Je reste près de mes camarades, je me tiens loin des caméras. Pour me calmer, je vais tout cramer en mode caméra. Wow. Si j'ai la tête en l'air, c'est qu'on est fly. Je claque pas de feeling que des flights. Promis, t'inquiète, on est fine. Ils ont compris qu'on a faim. Promis sans aucun effort. Sont pas prêts pour ce qu'on fait. Tout ça pour ça, pourtant c'était sans précédent. Confession risquée, on fait sans faire semblant. Oui, j'ai cassé dans mes antécédents. Un vrai condescendant avant de mes descendants. Jusqu'au funérail, ce sera VDR. Pour faire les honoraires de j'ai fait des